What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJ's here channel dedicated to Juventus. We're getting set for Empoli and Juve to square off. All right, and we've got the starting lineup with some shakeups in there. And I'm going to pull up the graphics. We're going to take a look at it together as we get a few changes as to what was predicted there. And we get some concerns, but ultimately, I think everything's going to be just fine, everybody, and I'm still ramped up for this game. So here's your starting 11. As you can see, some of the changes from what was expected. So Perin is going to be in goal in this one. You've got Kalulu, Bremer, Gatti, Cambiaso playing instead of Cabal. One of the things we talked about in the preview show is getting Cabal, who just returned late from international duty, not in that starting 11. And then you've got Locatelli and Douglas Luiz getting the start. Finally seeing this guy. You got Nico Gonzalez up top off the right, Colt Miners in the 10, Yildiz on the left, Vlahovic. All right, and Perin in there. This was just simply a technical choice. There is no concerns or issues around Di Gregorio, as some fans were a bit concerned there. All right, so no concerns. That's your starting 11. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. All right, and we see you guys starting to pop in here. All right, Max, you got Forza Juve, Alex P, let's go. Sweet goalkeeper kit. Oh man, I love this thing. All right, I love this. It was questionable. I almost slept in it last night. I love this one so much. Okay, Juve, let's go. And Alex P adding, we need a convincing performance to make up for the Roma game. Yeah, I'd like to see it, but the predictions, we'll get into predictions, how everybody feels around this one. You guys know what I think. I think it's going to be tighter than we expect. 1-0 for a long period of time, and then us sealing it late. 2-0 is my call. All right, Trim went with a 1-0. Cortomuso, Omer going 3-0 victory today. Drop me your predictions in there. Let me know what you think about this lineup. I think it's fantastic, to be honest. I like this lineup a lot. Now, Forza Juve saying, I feel like on paper, this is our best possible starting 11. If Di Gregorio plays instead of Perin. So, best possible 11. Solely changing Di Gregorio there with Kalulu there. I'm going to say I would opt for Cambiaso instead of Kalulu and put Cabal on the left, and I think that's probably going to be our best. However, we haven't seen enough of Kalulu, so this could in fact become one of our best. And then in terms of the wing play, well, Gonzalez and Conceição will be battling it out on that right side. Yildiz, we look for him to make the left his own. Mbangula's been off to a good start, but I like it. I like it. All right. Alberto, can't wait to see Juve today. Oh, man, I am so happy that we returned to action and international break over. Let's go. Let's go. Set those Fantacalcio lineups. Actually, probably past the cutoff, all right? 8:30 was the cutoff, so let's see. We can't sleep on Lord Deschilio. Is he fit? Honest question. Is he fit? This game is going to be fire. The formation is just lit. It's good, man. Like that's a solid lineup. It'll be interesting to see who he looks to get off in the substitutions, getting ready for that first Champions League match. But we can't look beyond any opponents. We have to take care of business today. This one has to be 3 points for Juve. Harit coming in here saying 3-0 win for us. Love it. Love it. Thuram for Locatelli to make this our best lineup. Yeah, Thuram's definitely going to have a say, and I think make his imprint on the midfield for sure. And Justin be agreeing, doesn't think Loca's in the best 11. Get it, get it. MDS is AI generated. Yeah, Empoli bought themselves a hologram, for God's sakes. 2-0 win for Juve. There you go. There you go. I think if Vlau doesn't score before the 70th, I think he will be changed out. Yeah, and I think Nico Gonzalez could probably slip into that role there, and then we would bring on maybe Weah for cameo. He's returned. Him and Thuram returned early on into the break, and we're training in full with the group, so we could definitely facilitate that change. It'll be interesting, but I love this lineup. Everybody else loving this lineup. We're all hyped up to see Juve back in action. And again, this one's got to be 3 points. It's going to be tricky. I think it's going to be a little bit tricky. Empoli, obviously undefeated. Not anything to be feared per se. I don't think we need to be fearing Empoli. But again, we know what they're going to be doing. They're going to be stacking at the back, parking it pretty much. And Motta called it out. We are going to see that 5-man wall across the back there. And that created some issues on the last team that parked it against us. So hopefully that's not the case today, and hopefully we could take care of business. I'm still waiting for my feed to actually switch over to Juve's coverage, but we'll take a look at some of the other rounds that are going to be going down today. You've got, of course, us. Empoli and Bologna played to a 2-all draw. You've got Milan, Venezia, set to square off at 11:45 my time later today, Pacific time. Tomorrow you got Genoa, Roma, Torino, Lecce, Atalanta, Fiorentina, Cagliari, and Napoli. Then you're going to have Monza and Inter to round out the action. And then on Monday, we'll see Parma and Udinese, Lazio and Hellas Verona. Of course, right now, top of the table is a 4-way tie at 7 points between Inter, ourselves, Torino, and Udinese. So 3 points here. It's a must. And then we go into our first Champions League matchup against PSV. And of course, we're going to tackle that, get ready for that, and take this one in and all the reactions tomorrow for the post-match show. Tuesday, there will be a match day live previewing our first return to Champions League action. And then we're about 90% for a watch along for that one, all right? But yeah, we're all excited that Juve's back in action. So let's see here. We got Daniele Bucci coming in here, hyped. Let's go. Great lineup. Great lineup. Pull it up, leave the graphics here so people can that are dropping in can pretty much see it and check it out there. But great lineup. I'd love for us to seal this one early, make it convincing, be able to make the substitutions and coast into that first Champions League match. But I think it'll be a little bit tighter. Maybe De Sciglio helps us out, gives us a gift, puts one in for us. Maybe a De Sciglio OG. Who's going to call that one? Now, in terms of news, we're going to take a look at some of the news. It's been very, very quiet for the news today, even yesterday, really pretty quiet. But we do have Adrian Rabiot's mother making a statement, Veronique, responding to Thiago Motta's comments about her son. Returning to Juventus was never an option. There's no need to close the door. It was already closed by us. Well, everybody, another day and another day. Veronique, here you go. Congratulations on the beautiful door that opened up in the follow-up. You're a joke. You're a clown show. Goodbye. Good riddance. And, yeah, have fun at the new club he's on. Oh, right. Unemployed. We don't listen to the unemployed, everybody. We don't listen to the unemployed. Now, in terms of Danilo, Skira comes out and says, obviously, that the appearances this season will affect the market. He said that obviously there's an automatic renewal there. 50% of the matches for Juve this season sees him get that automatic renewal. Juve's not going to allow that. We're not going to allow what happened with Alexandro to happen with Danilo. We're going to keep the power in our hands. If you're looking at this, he says there's also a factor Juve would have an extra 4 million euros on the books next season, which is a heavy figure for someone over 30. The reality is the club, which lowered the wage bill by 15%, is looking to avoid the wages. Now, in terms of this, Juve, in fact, did keep its captain on the transfer list this summer. There was only one call, which came from Brazil. Al Nassr also looked into signing, but the Brazilian turned down the move as he wanted to stay in Turin. So remember all those rumors we were hearing about some really decent clubs, one big club coming in for Danilo in this past summer and being interested and looking at it? Apparently to Nico Skira, no such thing. And only one club came calling, and Juve was looking to offload him. So yeah, more and more steam picking up around him and an exit in January. So we'll take it from there. He has played 5 minutes so far this season for Juve. Yeah. Unless here's a big club. Okay. Top 5 leagues. Top 5 leagues. Big clubs in the top 5 leagues. Clarification. Clarification. Did they actually? So, Black Mama 17, they screwed up Veronique's translation. Hit me with what it actually was. I just looked at that quickly. I laugh anyways because guy's still unemployed. But hit me with what was actually said there. Come on, are you telling Ronaldo they're not huge over there? Come on. So we got the feed coming in here. We're looking at the locker rooms here. We got Empoli. Looks like, what are they wearing? Black? No, they got blues. I think those were their keepers there with the blacks. No, they're... Unless they got 5 keepers. Are they rocking some black kits there? Black kits? So what are we rocking? The yellows? Doesn't change for me, man. I'm rocking this keeper kit. Love this keeper kit. After what I went through with these kits, okay? Ordered them. It's been over a month. The ordeal was insane. Insane. Juve flat out telling me straight up they made a complete mess of the amount of jerseys that sold with these third kits. Not the goalkeeper one specifically, but the main one. Couldn't handle it. All right. Empoli Juve. Oh, I'm fired up. I'm ready. PTSD from the Juve store. I'm telling you. If it's not limited edition, I'm not so sure I'm going to be going that route anymore. I'm going to be quite honest. I'll probably rock stuff out through Adidas, their online store and everything. The return policy's better if there's ever an issue. The customer care is just easier. I had to deal with being on the phone for a total of 4 hours over 2 calls trying to sort out this. It was stuck in Milan at UPS. They're calling me looking for documents that Juve didn't supply to them. And I'm like, why wouldn't you contact Juve? They're like, we have, nobody's responding. So we reached out to me. It was a mess. It was a nightmare. If it's not limited, I'm not doing it anymore. I have a feeling I'm going to go through other outlets. Heard she was much more polite in French. Can't speak it though. So yeah, okay. Well, you can give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to. Forza Intercept Berto got a cricket game, so I can't hate watch Forza Empoli. Oh my god. Drop a like at least. Come on. Come on. Fagioli coming out here. So his documentary, I remember I told everybody it was coming, but I thought it was going to be through either Prime or Netflix or whatnot. It was actually at the Venice Film Festival that they revealed it. Everybody's asking about when it's going to be available. I don't actually know when it's going to be available for everyone else to watch. If anyone knows, drop it in the chat. As far as it goes, though, I actually think it's going to be a very, very good watch. It could be useful for a lot of people and potentially a lot of players as well. And kind of, it's kind of cool in a way for him to actually open himself up to doing that. Can't be an easy thing, but it'll be interesting to watch and hear his words. I'm still waiting for some of the feedback coming out of that festival on it, but we'll see. Giuseppe coming in here. Forza Juve 3-1. Cope, Vlahovic, Gonzalez. Hopefully you are correct, my friend. Let's go. We're waiting for the teams to come out. We see both of them in the tunnels there. And I think Juve's going with their standard. We're wearing the home kits today. No yellows. Empoli in their black kits. And Juve will be in our home, the stripes. Love it. Just going to get some of the programs fired up here. And then we're rocking. Here we go. Now they're coming out to the pitch. Let's get the pleasantries out of the way and then get to the ass whooping. Right? Let's go. Forza Juve, we finally have a top midfield. Man, that midfield's been rough for a while. So seeing these names, talking about the different possibilities and everything, that's just, it's very much welcomed. Very much welcomed. That's all I can say. All I can say. So who's your player to watch in this one? We talked about it in the match day live. I dropped mine as being Cope Miners. Some shouts, Omer saying Nico Gonzalez. I'm saying Cope Miners player to watch. And Trim went with Cope Miners as well. Who is the player to watch in this one? If we have early man of the match predictions to make, who are you going to pick? Let me know. We look at Mota on the sideline, looking very positive, looking in good spirits. A good omen, hopefully. Handshakes getting out of the way. We've got Marco Di Bello will be the official. He carries an average of 5 yellows per game. One of my predictions was less than 5 yellows this game. All right. We've got Nathan Bonello saying Cope. Giuseppe Cope is my man to watch. I want to see what Cope and Luis can do. Luis is definitely up there. Alex P, absolutely right. Steve, let's go Forza Juve. And Alex P saying Yildiz always a player to watch as well. Yes. So, as expected in our match day live, we talked about what our opponents were going to be doing. It's a 3-4-2-1. They are going to make that 5-man wall at the back, try and clamp things down, try to hit Juve on counters. Juve should be controlling this game. And hopefully we can create more and hurt Empoli much more than we were able to on the last team that parked it against us in Roma. And Roma parked it very, very heavily. So let's see if Empoli opens up a little bit more. I'm not expecting that, to be honest. So, yeah, let's see if we can break them down. That's why guys like Gonzalez, Cope, even Luis are going to be critical, and even Yildiz. And Vlahovic, let's start to keep an eye on the striker there. Hopefully he's in the right frame of mind and can start putting together positive shifts one after another. Empoli, Vasquez in goal. Holy smokes, I can't say this name. Golicidze. Goglicidze. What a nightmare that is. Ismaili, Viti. You have Giazzi, Grassi, Henderson, Pezzella, Male, Esposito with Colombo right at the top. And for Juve, I'll pull it up here. As we've gone over, Perin gets the nod in goal. Kalulu, Bremer, Gatti, Cambiaso, Locatelli, Luis, Gonzalez, Cope Miners, Yildiz, and Vlahovic. Let's go, everybody. Ciao, Cristi Mili. Great to see you in here. Ismaili, my Albanian center back. There you go. We get ready. Kickoff. And there we go. We have kickoff, everybody. Empoli in possession to start things off. Just working it across the back line. Vlahovic applying some pressure. Here comes Yildiz applying pressure. And there we go. Ball finds itself to Vlahovic. Plays it over to Yildiz. Stops. Oh, low cross in. Gets blocked. And Luis quickly popping it back over to the outside. Cambiaso on it. Dropping it to the back for Bremer. Finding himself high up the pitch. We were pinning back Empoli, but we work it all the way back out. Kalulu's on it now. Over to Gatti. Has Bremer to his left. We'll play it over to him. Bremer scanning. Inside, Cambiaso. He always finds his way centrally. Gatti, being pressed. Left-footed bomb, route 1. Looking Vlahovic's way. Heads it centrally. Finds Gonzalez. Little flip over for Colt Miners. And Juve controlling now. Kalulu to Locatelli. Plays it inside. Gonzalez back out to Locatelli. Inside again. Now play back out for Bremer. Oh, there's an errant pass. And we let them off the hook. They're running at us, and Gatti steps in nicely and cleans it up. Just make the easy passes. I'm not really sure on trying to thread the needle there from Bremer. Easier passes to be made there. Empoli let off the hook there. Gonzalez keeping an eye on them. Actually, Empoli terrible there right on the byline. Unable to keep it in play. That was Petzela. And now Juve can regain possession 1 minute and 50 seconds into this game. Kalulu throws it in. Back to Gatti. Now over to Perin. Has Bremer immediately to his left. Cambiaso is slotted in centrally. Just ahead of the keeper. No pressure coming to Perin. Plays into Cambiaso. Now outside for Bremer. And back to Perin. That's a very, very slow startup. You're not going to be getting too much going like that. Little busy. Here we go, boys. Let's get it. Let's get it. Into Kalulu. Back to Locatelli, who is now dropped back into the center back role when Gatti stepped forward. Bremer creeping up to the left, right along the byline. Bremer's been playing tight there as Cambiaso has been moving forward. And here is Cambiaso as he advances and gets centrally so far to start this game. And Bremer essentially making like a third CB out on the left side. Here he finds himself on it. Into Luis. Back to Bremer. Over to Gatti. Kalulu on it. Able to carry forward. Scanning. Trying to find somebody. Inside for Gonzalez. Back out to Kalulu. Now over to Gatti. Working it around. Not at a super fast tempo. Here's Locatelli on it in the middle. Plays it forward for Luis. He can turn now and scan. Inside. And then that's lost from Juve. That was Gonzalez there losing it. Juve pressing, trying to get this thing back. Ball's over the top, playing it out to the flank. Nico Gonzalez is going to go and cover. Colt Miners ruling out Empoli's midfielder. Ball ends up going off of Nico Gonzalez out for a throw into Empoli. So good pressure. We see Daversa. That is actually Empoli's coach. He's serving a ban. So he's watching up from one of the booths. So, one of my predictions was our first goal comes between the 20th and 30th minute. Here's Yildiz, able to run at Empoli's defense. Played forward for Vlahovic. Takes a shot, and that's blocked. It'll go out for a Juve corner. And that's a better tempo, better sense of urgency there. Yildiz quickly finding Vlahovic. Good block in the end there. And here we go, Dougie. Coming out to take the corner here. Over the past couple seasons in the Premier League, had the most set pieces chance created in the Prem. Let's see if he can bag himself an assist here. The ball's played in. Up for it, and Empoli clears. Kept back in by Cambiaso, but pounced on by Empoli. Running back. Up their left flank, Bremer applying a lot of pressure there. In comes the help. And Juve wins the ball back here nicely. Immediately regaining control. They call the foul there. I'm not even sure because the feed is showing me a close-up on Grassi. And yes, they did get the foul. Dougie. So can he, hey, teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Oh. Doug is a pretty classic Canadian name, eh, Doug? What up, Doug? Tight quarters there on the left flank. Empoli trying to work it up here, and it's just running into a wall there of defenders from Juve. Goes out. They're going to have a throw-in. Pezzella's heading out there to pick it up. He's got the hair nice and greasy today there, Pezzella. Oh. God, my knee is so uncomfortable sitting here. Dislocated it a couple weeks ago. It's just been a nightmare. Start physio on Monday, though. Let's see what they say. Empoli can only go Route 1, but they can't keep it in. Hey, look at Lord Deschilio. There he is on the sideline. Imagine that. That's a step up from the medical bed. 6 minutes, 42 seconds, 0-0. Juve having 63% possession so far. Much appreciated, Steves. 316, thank you. Appreciate it. We'll see how she goes. Kalulu. Just scanning. Gatti saying to go back to Perin, but that was being eyed up there from Esposito. Juve ends up going route 1. Gonzalez applying a little bit of pressure. They go all the way back to Vasquez, their keeper. Over to Saba. And Empoli having a tough time getting it out of here in the middle. Vlahovic heads it down here. Gonzalez heads it back forward for Vlahovic. Right-footed shot, and that's blocked. Heads out for a corner kick. And I think now Cope Miners will take it from this side. So you're going to have in-swingers from both sides now opened up to you as Douglas Luiz will take everything from Juve's left, and Cope Miners should be taking him from Juve's right. Luiz giving some words there to Cope Miners as he looks to take this. The bodies are in the area. Here it is. That's a good delivery. Cleared out by Empoli. Flicked on forward. Luiz comes in to clean it up over to Cambiaso. To the back now, Locatelli. Back to Cambiaso. Scanning. Being pressed. Keeping the ball popping this one for Kalulu. And Kalulu keeps it in play. Cambiaso's a good player. He just puts himself in some strange scenarios at times. Unnecessary scenarios at times. But I do like him, and he is a good player. Shielding now. Plays it inside for Kalulu. Who's trying to step forward here. Nice play forward. Quick one-touch pass from Vlahovic to the outside for Luiz. He has some space to move forward. Got Yildiz ahead to the left. Oh, errant pass there from Luiz. And quickly won back by Juve. That was done very well. Luiz goes all the way back to Perin. And Juve will regroup now with Bremer on it. Scanning. Inside for Luca. Back to Bremer. Now over to Gatti. Played it too far. He's got to chase it down. Over to Kalulu. Locatelli opening up. Showing for. Back to Gatti. He's pressed. Gets around the first man. Ends up taking a foul. It seemed like he was going to try to sell one as he couldn't get the ball to come out from his feet there. Here's Locatelli. So making some scans there. Cope Miners trying to give some directions while he's on the ball. Looking for the backline to step forward. Give some options quicker. Gatti over to Kalulu. He's getting pushed back along that sideline. We're pretty bunched up there. Here's Bremer. Cambiaso dropping back to the left side. Plays it over to Gatti. Scanning. Inside for Locatelli. Quick one-touch played forward. Little 1-2. Cope Miners cutting in. Here's Locatelli. Back for Bremer. Locatelli. Now in for Cope Miners. Back to Locatelli. To Bremer. To Kalulu, finding himself on the left side now. Inside, trying to play this one forward. Looking for a foul in the back there. Nothing doing. Empoli will regroup with the ball back to Vasquez. We're closing in on 11 minutes. So again, Juve having a tough time trying to get in there and just get that ball in that final third with some opportunities to maybe attack or create something. There's only been a couple rips so far, both coming from Vlahovic. That's misread on the outline. Here's a ball into the middle. Nicely cleaned up from Kalulu. Man, Cambiasso going down on the right side there. Jeez, looked like he was caught between two minds on whether he was going to cut that ball off or not. That was great coverage by Kalulu, who was actually split. And that was Nico Gonzalez, not Cambiasso, who ends up losing his man there. But Gatti did close down, forced the cross in from Petzela immediately. But Kalulu was there. Good read from him. You enthusiast, yo! Great to see you in here. Great to see all of you in here. Do I know any site where you can watch? If anybody can help him, because I just use Fubo here. If anyone knows of any sites, please drop them in the chat for our friend. 12 minutes, 0-0. Empoli on the ball now. On the left flank, looking to play this in our area. It's settled, but they cannot keep it in play. It's going to be a goal kick, and Perin will collect here. Perin taking his time here before setting this ball down and getting this goal kick happening. Orders being shouted in direction coming from Empoli's bench. I didn't actually catch who their bench boss is right now in Daversa's absence through the ban. Bremer plays it to Cambiasso on the left flank here. Heads back to Bremer. Now we switch it out to the right side for Kalulu. He has a little bit of space there. Up ahead, Cope Miners. Back to Kalulu. So Cope Miners been hugging that byline. Gatti. Over to Perin. Now over to Bremer. Now Bremer switching this out. Going to the right side. I don't think anybody's going to be able to keep that in. Gonzalez tried. Unable to do so. So Empoli being able to pin us back. Guys are taking their time. If Perin gets that ball over to Bremer quicker, he can maybe make a decision without being on. But it's a little slow. But slow starts, we've kind of done that a couple times in this early start to the season. Oh, Yildiz beats his man in the middle. Oh, fires that one through for Vlahovic. This is going to be tight. Oh, that's a huge challenge. Big intervention there. And now Cole Miners comes in, saves it. We got Cambiasso on it. We have kept them pinned. Here's Luis on it. Over to Locatelli. Back to Luis. Over to Cambiasso. Scanning. Inside to the middle for Locatelli. Back outside to Cambiasso. And here comes the bus as they parked it. 1-2s between Cole Miners. Nicely played in for Vlahovic. And he draws another corner kick. Great work there. Cole Miners, Locatelli working. Locatelli finding Vlahovic quickly. This through ball by Yildiz, man, that didn't miss by much. Vlahovic, if he doesn't take that extra turn looking for it, which you can't blame him for, he's trying to see what is going to happen. He's right there. That's close. That's a hell of a tackle, though. Look good, though. So Douglas Luiz is going to take this corner kick. We're at the 15-minute mark. It's 0-0. See if we can get on the board here. Douglas Luiz. Cole Miners standing close by. Here we go. Ball's in. Keeper's out. And it's in Vasquez's hands. Easily collected by the keeper. And now he just rolls it out to his defender. You've got Grassi on it, carrying it forward for Empoli. Scanning to his right. Drop it off for Saba. Golicic is, I think, how they say his name. That is a nightmare. Goalie cheats on it again. Intervene there by Gatti, but still Esposito coming out with it. Finding Petzela. Taking on Kalulu. Nico Gonzalez in there helping. Double team sees Empoli. Push the ball outside again. Now on the perimeter. Henderson. Over for Giazzi. Goalie cheats. Yield is applying a lot of pressure there. Juve trying to get this ball back. The header there from Cambiaso goes out for a throw into Empoli as he cut off the cross. Steve saying Cope is so intelligent in his positioning and passing. Bremer, geez, struggling to get this ball out. Luca under pressure, but ends up finding his man, Cope Miners, but just couldn't get that touch to stay in front of him. Empoli ends up cleaning up the play, but they only bomb it right into Pedin's hands. Now he rolls it out to Bremer. Bremer on the carpet, finding Cope there. There's a foul. Yeah, if you watch Cope, he's always ready to collect. He's finding. He's always just like I said, just even a light trot. Just a light trot, always moving. And anticipating the play very well and where he needs to be and get to. Here's Empoli trying to work it forward with some 1-2 passes. Locatelli doing an aerial battle there. Bremer coming in. Locatelli comes out with it. Oh my God. Gonzalez with a cheeky little backheel pass almost come back to bite him, but we regroup. He finds Pedin, finds Cambiaso. He and Luis with a couple quick exchanges. Here's Cope, back outside to Luis, over to Cambiaso, and now we start to look forward. Played out again for Cope Miners. Inside for Vlahovic. Oh, tried a quick pass to Yildiz. Ends up sending it right to goalie cheats. If he could have found Yildiz there, he's off to the races 1v1. Empoli trying to just maintain possession here for a bit. Work it around. And immediately when we lose it, there's intense pressure to win it back. And then it kind of cools off. And that's what Empoli's waiting for. Here's Giazzi on it. Ends up megging Cambiaso there, but it's cleaned up at the back by Gatti. Empoli now trying to go route one here. Bremer losing it to Colombo here. Cutting in on his left. Here's a strike, but right at Pedin. Couple little difficult plays there from Bremer. Not able to get the ball out from his feet and clean it up a little quicker. Allows them to work into a shooting area. But ultimately, no real threat there. Easily handled by Pedin. And now he plays this one out to the right side, but it's too far forward for Kalulu. This is cleaned up. In comes Gatti. And I believe he got it off of the Empoli player, Male. So good on Gatti. It looked like it hit his hand first. It did after the touch from the Empoli player. So it would have been a harsh handball on Gatti. Kalulu with the throw in here. 19 minutes, 40 seconds. Remember one of my predictions. Between 20th and 30th minute, we get our first goal. Between 20 and 30. That was my shout. Let's see. Let's see if I get that one right. I'll take Giazzi. Goalie cheats. Back to Vasquez. Light pressure. Here comes Vlahovic. Playing a little bit. Vasquez goes route one. Cambiaso chests it down. Keeps it in play. Being pushed back. Pedin's not an option as we are too far deep. Now he drops it back to Pedin. After sucking in two defenders. Kalulu's on it. He's scanning. Goes back to Pedin. Inside for Locatelli. Up to Bremer. Up to Cambiaso. Back to Locatelli. Over to Perin. Pressure coming. Holy God, you guys. Gatti to Kalulu. Pops this one forward. Headed inside by Gonzalez. Headed forward now looking for Vlahovic. Ismaili doing good job there. And this is a throw-in down the sideline trying to find Vlahovic, but it's just shielded and easily played back to Vasquez by Empoli. 21 minutes, 15 seconds, 0-0. A lot of control, but again, trying to figure out how you're going to hurt teams. This is a nice ball played in. Vlahovic now on it. Oh, just find Luiz. He goes inside for Yildiz. Should have just played it to Douglas Luiz. It was right there, Dushan. Gatti. Up for Kalulu. Inside to Locatelli. Gonzalez trying to turn his man. Nowhere to go. Stripped of the ball there. Cole Miner's going to apply a little bit of pressure. They go back to Vasquez. Cole Miners and Vlahovic both there keeping eyes. Yildiz also taking away the option to Vasquez's right. Goes all the way to his left. Cole Miners closing in here. Gets beat by Petzela. Colombo to the back, and Empoli now trying to switch it out. Golicic drops it back for Ismaili. And now Empoli just scanning. Out to the flank on the left side. Petzela, he's going to launch this one. Gatti's easily going to watch this go all the way into Perin. Perin's going to immediately roll this out to his left for Bremer. Cambiaso, very close to Bremer, ends up collecting. Didn't spread out Empoli at all. He's very quick to get in centrally as Cambiaso. Gatti over to Bremer. Locatelli is slotted out to the right, to the left flank now, to Bremer's left, but he goes right for Gatti. Now finds Colt Miners. Back to Gatti. Over to Bremer. Locatelli still on that left flank. Now he collects. Now Locatelli plays it in. Forward for Vlahovic. Drops it to Yildiz. In for Luiz. Pops it forward. Just couldn't get it to Vlahovic. Played back to the keeper. Oh, Vlahovic was right there. But in the end, he does clear it out. Kalulu will collect for Juve. He's got space ahead of him. Finds Colt Miners. Inside for Gonzalez. Back out to Kalulu. Very calm. Very patient from Juventus. Bremer finding Cambiaso on the left. He has space to carry up that flank. Inside for Locatelli. Cambiaso turning his man. Comes out with it from the midfield. Now finds Yildiz. He could take on his defender, but there is going to be double team, triple team coming. Gets it to his left. Does earn a corner kick. Good work there from Yildiz. So again, Empoli's looking to double team out on the outsides, forcing us to work through the middle, and they've got bodies in the middle too, especially if you're going to set up with a five-man wall at the back. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very, very tight. It's going to take an error from Empoli. It's going to take some precision, maybe a 1-2 or a piece of magic where somebody can win a 1v1 battle or maybe even a 1v2 to really open something up here. But here's a cross coming in off the corner, and it's cleared out by Empoli. Kalulu going to try and close this one down on the right side. He does. Crosses it in. That's a good one. Keeper comes out, punches it. Bremer there. Colombo now running out with it, trying to give his team some breathing room. But he only plays it out right out the left flank, and it's going to be a Juventus throw. 25 minutes, 10 seconds, 0-0. Juve corner cast thinking we're going to rope a dope here, trying to just tire Empoli out. Let's see. Whatever the hell we're trying to do, we got to ramp it up here. Put them under a little more duress. But we are playing very, very patient. Like, we are not rushing. And there is also 4.5 minutes left on my prediction. One of my predictions of scoring between the 20th and 30th minute. Luiz inside. Cambiasso now Cole Miners. Played forward for Vlahovic. Can't settle. Grassi plays it to the back. They're going to go all the way to Vasquez. Locatelli finds himself leading the charge with pressure. This one, Route 1. Bremer is going to head that back into the middle. But they're running back at us. Bremer ends up winning it back. Here's Cambiasso. Holy man, is he ever calm on the ball. Woo! Here's Luiz on, and he does well. Now plays it out for Kalulu. And we have space as Empoli was pushing. Are we going to slow it up or keep trying to move forward here? Kalulu inside for Locatelli. Plays it to Vlahovic. Back out for Kalulu. Inside to Locatelli. Had Luiz there, but Colombo dropped back to take that away. So Empoli defending with absolutely everybody. Gonzalez comes in. Here's Cole Miners. Kalulu. Up forward. Gonzalez is going to take his man on. Working on the right. Feints. Here's a hit. Deflected. Oh, almost fell to Yildiz at the back post. And now Empoli launches this one out. And Gatti's going to come back, collect this. And we're going to go right back to work. 27 minutes, 4 seconds, 0-0. Kalulu up ahead here. Gonzalez to Kalulu. Gatti to Bremer. Fahim looking for where he can watch the match. I'll highlight a couple places. HES goal. And buff streams. These were thrown in the chat. Check those out. Stats so far. So we're at 28 minutes. All right, closing in on 28 minutes. 66% for Juventus on possession. 3 total attempts from Juve. 1 attempt from Empoli. Neither team creating a big chance yet. Vasquez on it, just being watched. Next to nothing from pressure from Vlahovic. Plays it out Ismaili, and now Vlahovic will pressure. Long ball forward, actually finding Colombo in the middle of the pitch. Out to Petzela. Henderson. Golicic. Back to Ismaili. Golicic has it up again. Here's Chiesi. Henderson. Back to Golicic. And Juve pushing them back to their center backs. There's Mali back to Vitti. Petzela now having this one in there. And Gatti intervenes. Esposito. Here comes a cross in, and that's blocked by Locatelli. Finds himself all the way on the right flank. He was covering for Kalulu. 29 minutes, 5 seconds, 0-0. Well, I might have a prediction. Out. Running out of time, and Empoli's in possession. Smiley over to Vitti. Trying to work it out that side. They're getting closed down quickly. And here it is again. Kalulu inside. Played out Locatelli. Finding Luiz. One touch back for Gatti. So we try to work our way out. Now Gatti gives it to Locatelli. Cope's trying to show for. He does. Collects. Right back to Loca. Locatelli now going out to the flank here. Gonzalez. Cuts inside, in for Locatelli again. Locatelli popping this one, trying to find Vlahovic. And Locatelli finds himself on it, winning it, playing it over. Luiz. Now over for Cambiasso. Man, it's like half our guys can't find the ball. Come on. Locatelli up to Yildiz. Quickly closed down by two-man coverage, but he does have it. Out. off an Empoli player. It's going to be Juve throw. 30 minutes, 37 seconds in. It's 0-0. Cambiasso. Here's Luca finding Vlahovic. Quickly closed down. Got to be quicker than that. Oh, Luis just throws it right back into the mix. Not a serious... Not as much of an influence I'd like to see out of Luis so far. Cope Miners putting in the work. Finding himself in spaces to collect a lot. Here's Luis on it. Let's see if he can get some positive influence here. Drops it back off for Locatelli. Over to Kalulu. Feints across over to Nico Gonzalez. He's closed down by a double team. Kalulu. Out to Cambiasso. Locatelli being marked out now by like 3 players. 2 forwards and a mid by Empoli. We've got the other 2 advanced, so we just got to be quicker. Here's Kalulu inside for Cope Miners. Finding Luis. And Luis loses it there. Tried to sell a foul. Nothing doing. Empoli trying to work it out. Here's Henderson. Played forward. Esposito. Back. And then Kalulu. Eats it up. Played outside. Oh, too slow. Way too slow from Gonzalez there. Has to dish that ball out much, much quicker. Here's Chiesi for Empoli on the right flank. Being watched by Yildiz and even Cambiasso behind him. Played inside. Quick 1-2s. Bremer and Locatelli doing battle to close that down. There's a strike. Always going wide of Pedin's goal. 32 minutes, 28 seconds. Let's get to some of the comments here. Wing of Winter, the expensive players we hyped up did nothing so far. Forza Juve, they need to use the wings to open up the box. Davide saying can't find the next pass either. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty clunky, but hey, I said in the preview, I expected a tight and kind of clunky game. Very similar to Roma. Empoli's going to be quick to set up in their wall. And we've got to be quick and able to hurt it. But it's been a very slow, patient build from Juve. Vlahovic goes down there, tripping over the defender. Nothing doing here. Ball ends up going out for a Juve throw. Cambiasso quickly having it in, finding Locatelli. He's got it to the back now for Bremer. And again, very patient, very slow. Bremer, not rushing too much. Plays it outside for Yildiz. Does well to find him there. Here's Locatelli. Can advance forward. Trying to find Luis there. It gets cut out. It's not a bad look, but you're going to have to be pretty damn precise there if that's how we're going to want to try and hurt them. Just hit the 34-minute mark. Empoli not facing any pressure with the ball at the back. Goalie cheats up to Chiesi there. He's got a little flick on the sideline, but just goes out of bounds. Cambiasso quickly throws it in for Bremer. It's going to go all the way back for Pedin. But not a whole lot in this one from either team, has to be said. Here's Gatti. Over to Pedin. Outside to the right for Kalulu. Into Cope Miners, who comes all the way back to collect. He plays it to Pedin. He's got Gatti to his left. Cope Miners to his right. Pedin actually launches this one. Man, that's a good kick. Oh, my God. Oh! Settled by Vlahovic. Almost put it in Yildiz's path. And then the clearance from Petzela. Going over his goal there. This is going to be a corner kick for Juve. See if we could strike here on this one. Douglas Luiz set to come in and take it. See if we can get an assist on this one from Douglas Luiz. Free kick specialist. See if he could put one on a platter. Ends up going short. Colt Miners, left-footed cross in. Oh, big save from Vasquez. Gatti with the header there. That is a massive save. Great ball in from Colt Miners. And that's more like it. There's a big chance. That is a great save. Gatti gets up well for that one. In the end, just too close to the keeper. Now Colt Miners set to take this one. So an out-swinging corner. Here it is. Can we get to this one? Oh, Bremer gets up but just can't aim that one on target. Couple opportunities off a couple corner kicks. We should still be a strong team on set pieces. Great set piece takers in Colt Miners and Luis. And we got the bodies that can do the damage in the air. Great stop there on Gatti from Vasquez. Keeping this thing level at 0-0. Kalulu taking the throw in for Juve. Locatelli to Gatti to Bremer. No option for width as Cambiaso was standing in the half circle. And he is central right now. Locatelli plays it forward for Gonzalez. Does everything he can to keep it in. Actually plays it off the defender for Juventus throw. Good work there from Gonzalez. Kalulu scanning. Ends up going short to Colt Miners. Quick exchange between the two. Colt Miners on the carpet here for Vlahovic. Playing it out for Yildiz. Oh, man, I don't think he's going to keep that in. That's a shame. Misses him, and we can't even keep it in play. You just got to be sharp in and around that area. Can't let teams off the hook like that. Jay-Z here. Throw in for Empoli. Goalie cheats. Pumps it forward. Bremer's just going to watch this one. He's going to go all the way back for Pedin. He'll have time to collect. Now back for Bremer. Play forward, headed in. Vlahovic. Little heel. Colt Miners and Luis take their time figuring out who's going to settle it. Here's Gonzalez on it. Played it. Was really long on that. Had the outlet to Kalulu, but Gonzalez hung onto the ball. He did end up earning a foul. So let's see if we could do some damage on this set piece here. We got a set piece here. Again, Colt Miners, Luis, both standing over it. It's going to be Colt Miners. Here's a... oh. Man. I don't know if he's looking to surprise the keeper or whatnot. Looked like he was going for a goal there. "39 minutes in, 0-0. Gatti cleaning the ball up at the back, playing it out to Kalulu. Oh, that's a terrible header forward from Kalulu. Thought he could have just settled it on his feet. Allows Empoli to regain possession. Henderson scanning right at the halfway line. Over to goalie cheats for Empoli. Opts to go back to his center back, Ismaili. Little exchange there. Ismaili now. Goalie cheats. In for Gazy. And here's a couple 1-2s trying to work up down that line. And Gatti loses a battle there. It's in the area. Comes back. Finds his goal side positioning. Luis losing that one. Gatti's going to see this one go out. I'm not sure why Gatti didn't play that ball. is going out for corner kick to Empoli. Here's the corner. Headed, flicked on. VT trying to settle this and get a shot. Gatti comes in and blocks it. Now trying to charge out of the area. And it ends up getting called on a foul, so Juve will be able to start things off with a set piece in our area. Little free kick. Perin scanning. "41 minutes, 17 seconds, 0-0. Juve and Empoli. Give you the numbers. 61% possession for Juventus. 6 total attempts for Juve. 2 for Empoli. Both teams forcing 1 save for each keeper. But ultimately, not much in there. Cambiasso maybe trying to do a little too much in the middle there. Nicely cleaned up by Luis. Finding Vlahovic. He plays it out for Gonzalez. Oh, my God. Makes a mess of his first couple touches there. And Empoli regains. And Petzela running at Cope Miners. It's going to get the foul there. Come on, Nico. Come on. Let's see. I see there's a little bit of a discussion based on patience with players and integration and chemistry. Will take time for all these guys to start to know one another. And I mean, we got to be serious here. We are controlling 61% possession, some opportunities, our best opportunities coming from set pieces, but it's not super sharp right now. All the guys could really execute much, much better. Vlahovic, in finding the options, we're bypassing some easier passes and trying things that are a little bit more, not even higher risk, but lower percentage plays and progressions. It's just got to sharpen up. They got to be quicker, and they just got to take the natural progressions. And they'll find that they could probably hurt the team a lot quicker than trying these high risk, low percentage plays. I think just simple will end up being more for us in the long run. But the movement's good. We're seeing guys get into pockets of space where they need to be. But after that, there's a little bit of a breakdown. It's a little bit of a breakdown. And you could see that Vlahovic has opportunities when he's dropping back to collect and kind of be that next piece of creation, but it's a little bit different. It's different than what you would see, say, Xerxes do last season for them. So right now it's kind of showing up because he's been able to be that pivot and then distribute, and distributes hit and miss, but he's definitely not dropping back to the point where he's turning and becoming one of the assistants in the next step of the progression. Bremer playing this one up for Douglas Luiz. Closing in on the 45th minute. We're going to have a little bit of added time. Here we are, 45th minute. And we get a foul there. By the way, big shout out to our brother, Rick Aussie77. Gifting 5 AJC memberships, and another reminder, if you're a member, reach out to us. So if you're one of the 5 that collected these memberships, reach out to us. Let's plug you into our private chat, all right? Because this ends the first half. We are at halftime. You guys know the drill. First off, big shout out there, okay? And welcome to the AJC Army officially. For those members that collect those, reach out. Let's plug you into the chat. Feels like we're using the wings much less than before. Well, there's a blueprint that's going to be laid for every team and what they try to do. And when these guys are going to want to play Juve, you're going to be watching out for that, right? So you're going to want to shut down those flanks. But there were some opportunities for a few 1v1s with Yildiz and Nico Gonzalez. Quite a few of our guys today just can't seem to get this ball out of their feet quick enough. Nico Gonzalez is probably, I don't know, he's looking to take guys on, but it's not going his way at all. And that's why I say maybe switching to something more simplistic will actually go a further way for him. His best opportunity was a feint off the right side, cutting inside against a double team, but then his shot was very weak. It still almost deflected and fell to Yildiz's feet. However, it didn't work out. Our best opportunities ended up coming from a set piece. It was clearly Gatti's chance. That was the only big chance of the first half that either team created. And it was from Federico Gatti. In terms of the numbers, 61% possession is where we stop at halftime for Juventus. 6 total attempts for Juve to 3. And both teams hitting target once. It's a very, we just seem very patient. I can't even say that we're not using the wings enough. I think there's been a lot of movement to both flanks, even from the midfielders. Colt Miners getting to the right side, Luis getting to the left side, hugging those flanks. I think we're going to have to find something through the middle. It's going to be slim pickings, I think, on the outsides. And we know that Mota, that's where he likes to do the majority of the damage, is through the outsides. But you're going to have to look middle. I think we got to focus on getting Colt Miners more centralized. That's going to take work from Kalulu and Nico Gonzalez. But Colt Miners going to have to look to be more central, more high. Douglas Luiz is going to have to influence this game a little bit more. He's been pretty passive. Take a look at some of the ratings coming out of this first half. Perin's at 6.6. Kalulu's at 6.8. Gatti's at 7.2. Bremer's at 6.9. Cambiasso 6.5. Loca's at 7. Douglas Luiz at 6.9. Yildiz at 6.9. Colt Miners at 7. Nico Gonzalez with the lowest rating out of the first half. I tend to agree with it, to be honest. 6.4. And Vlahovic at 6.5. In terms of Colt Miners, he's on the ball 34 touches, 97% passing accuracy, 2 key passes, 2 for 3 in terms of cross accuracy, and 1 for 1 on long balls. In terms of Douglas Luiz, 38 touches, on the ball a lot, 89% accurate passes, 1 key pass there, 0 for 3 on crosses accuracy, 1 for 1 on long balls. I just feel like where he's collecting a lot and where those passes are going, aren't really there for me. I want to see more from Douglas Luiz. In terms of everyone else, I'd say Nico Gonzalez. Yeah, I'd probably easily say he's the lowest for me coming out of that half. Is Colombo Italian? I mean, I would say yes. And he is. They're going through some of the highlights. Obviously, Empoli had the one opportunity that was cut out by Kalulu. A great intervention there after a slip up by Nico Gonzalez out on our right flank, Empoli's left. Dangerous cross in with Chiesi waiting to capitalize there. We look at ourselves. Yildiz is a guy I want to see get on and involve more. He had one good through ball for Vlahovic that took one hell of an intervention there. Otherwise, man, that is almost free and clear there. And, yeah, not much for highlights in this one, everybody. What do we got here? What are we feeling? 40 million wasted on Nico. He is terrible. Well, I don't think we need to jump to that one and say it's a waste immediately right now, but he's definitely not on a good first half performance there. Yeah, he was not good. He was not good in that first half. Kalulu is decent. Yeah, you know, he did his job. Was solid there. Didn't do anything crazy on the ball. Was keeping it very simple. He can get forward. He's capable of doing some damage, getting a little bit more forward, but you could see we're utilizing Cambiasso. So Kalulu's kind of been held back. Cambiasso's been very central, been moving forward. I'd almost say time to switch and mix it up. Maybe use an overlap to the outside to gain the edge. If you're not going to find the edge in the middle of the park where we have all our players, essentially, then you have to switch it up. And maybe you go classic style and you start bombing the fullbacks, keeping the midfield more intact. Maybe go to the two-man base with one slightly ahead. The way it's played out, has been more of a 4-1-4-1. There's a couple ways we could try to do it, but you got to find a way. You got to find a way to hurt them a little bit more frequently if we're going to look for that goal. Tempo too slow at the minute, 100%. 100% way too slow. 100% way too slow. All need to move the ball quicker, 100%. Yeah, it's too slow. It's hard to break teams down when it's that slow. But again, we did have sequences. The execution's really poor. Our passing in the final third needs to get dialed in because we are playing it behind guys. We can't find feet. And then when we're in the spots too, our touch seems awful. And it's not just the attackers, like even at the back, like the guys can't get the ball out of their feet. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But they got to dial that in. In terms of trying to hurt Empoli, like I said, maybe you base up in the middle and bomb up the fullbacks on the outside to offer a counter to their double team, because the guys, when they're advanced to Nico's, to some defense for him, it's getting double teamed very, very quickly, as is Keenan Yildiz. So if you're going to do it, again, when they're finding pockets of space in the middle, the passes have to be there and they have to be there quickly. So pick up the tempo. Keep finding the pockets, keep the movement up, but don't hold Kalulu back. If he goes, then Cambiasso bases is out with your other two, Bremer and Gatti, and vice versa. If Cambiasso goes, Kalulu, he's been hanging back, but he's been hanging back almost the entire game. So you got to even it out. Can't be one-dimensional in any facet to surprise and to hurt these teams when they're clamping down like that. Let's see what happens. And everybody take a second, drop a like while you are in here. I thank you, as always, for joining me for these watch-alongs. I love doing them. We're looking at some of these highlights. Vlahovic had a couple of shots blocked. He is taking his man on. He's trying to do some damage. They're looking to find him quickly. Locatelli found him quickly on several. Yildiz finds him quickly on a few instances. But this was a very dangerous chance that Kalulu intervened on. And then Gatti's header. Oh, man. That's a brilliant ball in from Cope Miners. That's on a platter for Gatti. And in the end, just a little bit too close for Vasquez. How's everybody feeling about their predictions? I had 2-0, but I had an early goal. I had one between 20 and 30 minutes, and then we can kind of see another one later. I don't know if we're going to hit 2. Where's all these guys with the 3-1s, the 3-0s? I don't know if this game's got 3 goals in it in total combined. This game could have 1 goal in it. Maybe in the end, Trim gets it right with his Cortomuso 1-0 call. So, why is our offense so labored? Yeah, I think it's because, number one, the way the first couple games played out was completely different to what we are seeing now. And that could have been partially an element of surprise, not people kind of not knowing what to expect from Motta's Juve, how they were going to really play out. Was it going to be exactly what we saw with Bologna? And then after first two games of evidence, you know, they start to figure out what they can do to try and get the best. There's always two teams on the pitch. So everything that we saw in the first couple games as far as being able to get wingers early, frequently and often in 1v1 scenarios, it's faded and they're getting double teamed and quickly. Got to find an alternative. Yeah, that's a brilliant save on Gatti there. But the good news is that we can figure this out. Part of it, I will also say, is chemistry. Chemistry with the guys up top. They've got to figure each other out. They got to sort that. Man, if Colt Miners would have dipped that free kick in. Vasquez seemed to be there, though. God, that would have been something if he dropped that in there. But overall, we're controlling good. We're playing well. We're getting forward. It's just what happens when you're up there. Got to be sharper. I don't know. Is it just a couple of sloppy games? Maybe. I don't think so. I think this team's doing a lot of similar things to Roma. Empoli's doing a lot of similar things to Roma. A lot of bodies in the middle. Quick to get to the outsides for double team and 5 straight across the back. So, yeah, that's maybe staring down the barrel of a blueprint against Motta. So it's going to be up to him. I don't think this is a plug or play thing. That's one of the issues I had with the Roma match, is we didn't look to change up what our ideas were or how we were going to hurt them. I think you might have to risk it a little more with the fullbacks to get the edge here. Because right now we get deep and they end up having the bodies. So you're going to have to send a little more forward, figure out how you do it without leaving yourself susceptible to getting hit back at the back end. We see a lot of guys warming up right now. Fagioli, Rohi, you've got Danilo lacing up, getting ready to probably warm up a bit. Adzic. Do we get an immediate change? You see Motta's on the bench. Already on the bench. Team's already in the tunnel, getting ready to come out here. Do we get any immediate halftime changes? Motta's done that. Let's see. Skippy saying that Empoli looked like a well-drilled unit, to be honest. Empoli's been off to a good season to start here. They've been a tough team to play against. They are very, very organized. You could see that. And they're playing the game plan we all expected. We all knew they were going to play tight like that. Motta called it in the presser too. He literally told us, we're going to see that 5-man wall. See them defend. Got to find a breakthrough. And it's always tough to do that when teams do that. Vasquez heading back to his goal. Nico Gonzalez. See if he can redeem himself and have a better second half than he did in the first. Was a lot of our lowest rating. Locatelli, Colt Miners having some words there with Vlahovic. See if we can unlock Empoli here. Douglas Luiz. Looks like everything's going to stay the same, everybody. We got to give Empoli the day. Waiting for Di Bello. And there it is, second half underway, everybody. Fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Let's get after this thing. Come on. No changes for the second half. Kick off the second half the way we started. Yildiz over to Locatelli, trying to pop this one over the top here. Headed into the middle, and Empoli will come in and clear house, but Kalulu keeps it back in. Locatelli comes in, settles it. Gonzalez plays it back for Kalulu. Being rushed back. Calmly plays it back to Perin. Juve can regroup. And Perin now launching this thing. Looking Route 1. That's very far back. And it's actually headed by Viti. And this is going to go out for a corner kick. But Nico Gonzalez was given chase there. So credit to him putting Viti, giving him a decision to make. Let's go. Let's go. I love this. We got to give Empoli the day. I got one charged up here. Get to this corner. Bag a goal here. The game will open up and then we could seal it. Here's Luis. Cross coming in. Oh, headed over the goal. Believe that was off the head of Vlahovic. Oh, it was too. Just couldn't direct that thing on target. Damn. Still got that aerial threat. Oh, Yildiz. Lovely touch in. Luis making that run up the left flank. Slowing down. Being watched by Henderson. Yildiz overlaps. Here's Luis with a good ball over to the back post, but over the head of Gonzalez. A little bit quicker now. There's a couple sequences in quick succession. Let's go. Keep the pace going. Keep looking to advance the ball. Vasquez has Vlahovic move in finally. Long ball sent in. Bremer goes up earlier with Jay-Z, and we come out with the short end there as they'll have a throw in off of Bremer. Jay-Z quickly in. They can't have a rip, but just a dribbler to Perin, easily collected. Feints to roll it out to Kalulu. Ends up eating this one. Now just drops it at his own feet. Gatti to his right. Bremer to his left. Actually plays it in for Luca. Back to Perin. My God, you guys. How about we don't? Kalulu forced to play that one from the pressure. Now Petzela looking to take this throw in for Empoli quickly. Inside to Esposito. Petzela. Cross in. Easily handled by Bremer. Played to Gatti. Now to Locatelli. Coat Miners heads this one in. Trying to get it back to Gonzalez. (48 minutes, 38 seconds, 0-0. Empoli throw. Trying to pop this one forward. Oh, awkward there from Bremer. Luis plays it out to Kalulu. Inside for Luis. There's a late challenge on Kalulu. From Male there. And Juve takes a free quickly. Cambiaso finding Coat Miners. Being pressed back. Doing everything to just maintain possession. Here's Kalulu on it. Locatelli now plays it forward. Lovely work from Gonzalez. Oh, there's a nice ball in the path of Vlahovic. Oh, stopped by Vasquez. Come on, Vlahovic. Oh, great play there. And Yildiz now cross in. Cleared out by Viti. And he holds it again. Lovely turn from Yildiz there. Take the original foul, ref. There's no advantage there. God, that's frustrating. Trying to run through. Bremer comes in, cleans it up. Ooh, tried to have it across to Kalulu. It's actually deflected, but Perin comes out and grabs it. My word. Come on. Vlahovic. In a game this tight, I don't know how many of those you're going to get. Vlahovic, oh, soft header inside, trying to find Luis. Played over to the back, and Gatti comes out. That's collect, but geez, off his feet. Trying to make a claim that it's a pass back when it was clearly a bad touch from Gatti. Trying to settle it. Here's Cambiasso on the left. Perin. Esposito start. Oh my God, Perin. What the fuck, you guys? Bremer. Oh my God. Yildiz just beat. Immediately out there. Has it out. It's going to be a throw in though. So not a corner. Wow. That is a little nerve-wracking with some of the slow muffin passes at the back there. Jeez. Originally called throw-in, now called corner. So corner kick for Empoli here. 51 minutes, 16 seconds. This one's going to be curled away from goal. There it is. And headed out. Gatti. And now we could be on the break. Luis is on it. Scanning. Quickly closed down. Plays it out to the right. Kalulu will get in there. Vlahovic. Quickly had... Oh my God, we can't settle it. Cambiasso. There's Colt Miners finding Luis. Plays it to the back. Here's Locatelli. Finding Colt Miners. Cross coming in there. Cleared out. Bremer. Keeps it down low. Yildiz and Bremer exchange into Locatelli. Nice little quick touches. Oh, nice sent through. Cambiasso. Cross coming in. Touch there, Cope. Oh, Colt Miners with the touch back towards goal. Vasquez gets a mid on it. And now we got the pressure on him. Locatelli. Back to Kalulu. Over to Locatelli. Kalulu. We got to retreat and go back. Regroup. Bremer. Inside for Yildiz. Quick touch in for Kalulu. Locatelli wants it. He's going to get it here. Scanning. Over to Colt Miners. Back to Locatelli. Let's get Colt Miners in that area up higher. Come on. Got to find him there. Here's Locatelli. Over to Gatti. Now that pressure, that sequence, mellows out, and now we look for the next wave. Cambiasso plays it over Locatelli. Ooh. Cut out there, can't find Colt Miners. Oh my God. Some better sequences here in the second half. Pressing a little bit more, asking a little bit more questions of Empoli here. See if we can find the breakthrough. Kalulu clip there. Juve will have free kick. Kalulu back to Gatti. Locatelli back to Kalulu. Into Locatelli. Quickly closed down up ahead. Gonzalez in for Kalulu to Locatelli. And Gonzalez actually going to play it all the way to the back for Perin. Comes out, collects. Plays it to Bremer. Over to Gatti. Kalulu's there. Defender closing in. It's a pass forward. Oh, little touch there from Luis. If he could have lined that up in front of Vlahovic, we're off to the races. Vasquez launching this one. Route 1 all the way back to Perin. And Perin plays it on the ground to Kalulu. Back to Gatti. They're being pressed back here. Colt Miners does well to come back, collect this. Comes out of it. Switches it up to Bremer. Now Bremer immediately out for Yildiz. Yildiz working on Golicic. Inside, Cambiaso. Cambiaso now spraying this one out. Jeez, just couldn't hit Gonzalez. So there's an instance where we finally identify quickly a 1v1 opportunity for a winger after building up one flank. We just couldn't hit that switch. Urgency picking up a little bit more, it seems like, from Juve. 55 minutes, 30 seconds in. Bremer chests this one down. Locatelli, little back heel over to Yildiz. Cambiaso now carries it through the circle. Carries it on. Dribbles 3 men. Loses it. But Cope Miners collects. Gonzalez inside for Locatelli. Slots it over. Here's Yildiz. Takes it to his left. Cuts back inside. Bremer takes a step forward. He's driving forward. Oh, he's going to take a strike from the big man. It's blocked. Cope Miners collects here on the rebound. Locatelli. And there you go. Now to Cope Miners. Inside for Kalulu. He's got space ahead of him centrally. Outside for Yildiz. He could take his man on here. It's against Jay-Z. Oh, you got to do better on that matchup, Yildiz. Come on. Being defended by Giese should eat him up. Let's go. Gatti, be impressed. Feints back to Perin. Carries it around. Here's Cope Miners. Does well. Gonzalez finding Cambiaso. Feints a quick ball out to Yildiz. Douglas Luiz here. Now over to Yildiz. Cambiaso coming in as a trailer. Finds it at the top here. Doesn't turn towards goal. Back to Yildiz. Oh my God. Megs Giese with the pass, but nobody there. Colombo now. Oh, bad pass. We find Vlahovic. Oh, he's in tight though. Man, it can't be that nonchalant. You got to know he's right there, Dushan. Come on. 66% possession now for Juventus. 10 total attempts, 2 on target. All right. Still a big chance created on a set piece for Gatti. Come on. Let's go, Juve. Find a goal here. Forza Juve saying we look like a whole different team. Definitely moving the ball a lot quicker. Oh. I actually think I'd probably look at making a little bit of a change, and I think I might opt for Gonzalez being the one to come out. I think I'd look at Imbangula, to be honest. But I like him on the left, so I'd probably move Yildiz over to the right. He'd be fine on the right as well. Juve corner cast, much better from Juve. Winger Widger, yes, more fluid. Just need to move the ball quicker and precise on our passes. This is already beautiful football. Thanks, Mr. Motta. I need the wins, though. I need the wins. I need the 3 points. I need the 3 points. But yeah, I'd like to see... yeah, I think maybe we take Nico off. Cambiaso. Scanning here. There it is. Here's Yildiz. Working on goalie cheats. Takes him to his left. Cuts in. Oh, just couldn't get that ball to settle in front of him. He did turn the corner on the defender. It's good work there from Yildiz. Cambiaso working tight on the sideline there. Locatelli drops out for an option, and Cambiaso doesn't get the pass. Trying to split 2 Empoli defenders there. Good track back there from Cope Miners. Foul there, advantage given. Betzela now. Cope Miners relentless on pressure here defensively, forcing Empoli to go all the way back to Ismaili. Now goalie cheats on it. Plays it out to the right flank. Inside from Henderson. Little flick on from Esposito. And Juve recovers. Gatti, Luis, Yildiz, Cambiasso, all there to get the ball back for Juventus. Now Luis scanning. Looking for some options. Waiting for players to get into position. Here's Locatelli on it. Again, let's pick it up, you guys. Come on. They weren't set up to turn on Empoli, so they had to wait for players to get in position. But now let's go. Once they're set, start moving. Perin, over to Kalulu. Back to Perin. Next to nothing for pressure. Perin. Oh, he launches this one. It's too far for Yildiz. It's going to go all the way to Vasquez. Man, Perin is just launching those things. Man. Easily into the box there. Locatelli applying pressure, forcing Empoli to just literally go route one. That's a good challenge there. Gets a foul against Bremer. A yellow. And that's how this guy will average 5 yellows a game if that's a yellow. Wow. Forza Juve's got the call in the 67th minute. Says 67th is when we see the goal. A lot of shouts for Weah. Finally back. He was playing very well before his injury. And I'm not against Weah. And actually that keeps Yildiz on the left. So good shout. Good shout for Weah. Cambiasso across for Locatelli. Perin launching this one. Oh, Vlahovic trying to spin Ismaili there, but he's just keeping an eye on that aerial. Cope Miners doing well to try and keep this. Try to get it over for Luis. Kalulu and Locatelli try to come out with this. He's closed down immediately. He's going to lose it. And they do call the foul on Kalulu. Kalulu saying he needs the talk. He needs to know that guy's there. Empoli's going to be making a change. Colombo's going to end up coming off for them. And Pellegri's going to enter the game. 62 minutes, 48 seconds. I'd like to see a change here. I think I'm down with all of you. Weah for Nico Gonzalez. Keep Yildiz on the left. But I'm not opposed to Imbangula coming in and moving Yildiz to the right. But yeah, let's see Weah get in there. So far, that's the only change I'd really look at making. I think everybody else is going to be all right, at least a little bit longer. Back to Vasquez. Pressure there. Gan, route one. Gatti comes in, heads it centrally, and gets the foul. And all these little fouls, all these little stoppages just keep chewing minutes away. Little bit of a forearm and a bow into the back of Esposito there from Gatti. Physical defender, very physical defender. And there we go. There's Weah. $64 minutes, 10 seconds. We look at Fagioli apparently getting ready to enter. There's another player I couldn't quite catch also getting ready. So 3 changes could be getting ready to come in for Juventus. Fagioli, Weah. I did not catch that third. Did anybody catch the third? I couldn't tell if it was Thuram. And there are shouts in the chat for Thuram. That might be who it was. We need a goal. 67th minute shout. I'm looking your way, okay? Forza Juve, 67th minute. We're closing in on that. Steve say I would take Cambiaso off. Love him, but he is very sloppy today. Actually, that could have been Cabal. That was that third there. Could have been him. I think as far as Kalulu and Cambiaso go, it hasn't really been an issue there. I think it's been okay. It's actually Mbangula. Mbangula was the third player that I couldn't quite catch. Wea, Fajoli, Mbangula. And there is Taram as well. Wow. 65 minutes, 42 seconds. Wholesale changes here. Yildiz, Gonzalez, Luis, Locatelli, all out. Yildiz, Gonzalez, Luis, Locatelli. And in you have Mbangula, Taram, Fajoli, and Timothy Weah. So, what did you think of Luis this game? I think overall pretty underwhelming, and I think his cameos looked way better and maybe left us desiring a hell of a lot more. He wasn't bad by any means, but I would have liked a little more influence there, okay? Fajoli, we're going to have eyes on Fajoli. He was not up to it in the last game. I would have wanted a hell of a lot more, and he finds himself on the ball immediately, and it's a soft flip forward, not connecting with Mbangula. And Bremer has to intervene at the back there. Weah moving forward. Here's Kalulu applying some pressure. Just get that ball settled. Trying to find Weah. Oh, nice spin there from Weah. He's got wheels, but Ismaili's going to come in and clean that up. There we go. Let's get the legs going. We are in that 67th minute. Forza Juve said, 67th minute, we get the goal from Juve. Fajoli, heard in Forza Juve's prediction. Chewing up seconds, trying to lace up his boots. Come on, man. You just entered the game. What are we talking about here? And you haven't gone laceless yet? I love the laceless boots. Kalulu. Set to take the throw in. 10 seconds for Forza Juve's prediction. Played in for Vlahovic. Settles the ball down. Plays it back out for Kalulu. He goes all the way back out to Gatti. Over to Bremer. Cambiaso to his left. Plays it to him. Taram comes and shows for. Left-footed pass outside for Mbangula. Mbangula working on goalie cheats. In for Taram. Taram scanning. Now over to Gatti. To Taram. Cambiaso carrying it forward. To Mbangula. Back out to Cambiaso. Taram now collects it. Switches it out for Weah. He's 1v1. Here comes a double team. Here's a double team. Working it out for a cross. Does hit a defender easily. Vasquez comes out to collect. Lays himself down in the process. 69 minutes, 0-0. They are quick to send those double teams out. You see that coming a mile away. Trying to shut down any flank work there. Here's Colt Miners and Weah. Oh, yeah. Here's Vlahovic. Holy Christ, Vlahovic. Holy. Settle the fuck down, man. Jesus. Getting nervous. Yeah, I mean, not getting nervous about anything other than just us finding a goal to get the 3 points. But this has to be 3 points for Juve. Closing in on the 70-minute mark with 20 minutes remaining. It's 0-0. Here's Taram. Fajoli. Go back for Bremer. Stepping forward. Over to Kalulu. Now outside to Gatti. And again, very, very slow now. We're very slow play. Again. Kalulu at the back. Being watched by Esposito. Pellegrini now watching Bremer outside for Imbangula. Goes all the way back. Kalulu now outside for Gatti. Has some space to carry the ball and drive it forward. He will. Cope Miners with a little flick on for Weah. Back out for Gatti. Holy shit. Cope Miners blasted off his chest. We come out with it. Here's Weah. Oh. Touch was a little too far for Weah, and the defender, Pelezia, ends up just having it right off of him. Petzela, excuse me, not Pelezia. Come on, let's go, let's go. We gotta find a goal here, everybody. "70-minute marks the time-wasting point for Empoli. We've got to sort this. We've got to find a goal, everybody. This just has to be 3 points. And I mean, you've controlled the game. 65% possession, 35 for Empoli, 10 total attempts for Juve, only 2 on target, 5 total attempts for Empoli, 3 on target for them. Inside the area, 8 out of those 10 attempts are from inside the area. Man, if you're controlling 60%, 66% possession, the team's parking, I still expect a lot of attempts. I'm not expecting to find 10 attempts and laboring for 10 attempts. Here's Empoli. Here's Chiesi. Here's a cross over to the back post. Chested down. Had out. Collected by Grassi. Golicice into Chiesi. Grassi, little soft one in. Oh my God, there it is. Woo! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They just carved us up out of nowhere. Little flip pass there. Taram did give up a couple steps on his check there. Luckily, the attempt was abysmal. Popping this forward. Here's Vlahovic. Just can't keep this. They're coming at us again. Challenge there from Gatti. Play on. Cambiasso carrying forward. Now we could take them at him. Here's a charge from Cambiasso. Imbangula there. See if Imbangula can make it happen. Oh, no. Fagioli now cutting into the area. There he is. Has a shot. It's blocked. Here's Cope. Left-footed volley. Sails high. Oh my God. Imbangula got to sharpen up there in the final third. Gatti's down at the other end. There's a yellow card that's distributed. I believe that went to Pellegrini. All hell breaking loose all of a sudden out of nowhere. How is that not a red? How is that not a red? What? A VAR has to come into play. What do you mean, will they come into play? How the hell does he get away with that? What are we talking about? How is that not a straight red? I have no words. I have no words. If this isn't called in for the ref to go look at an obvious error, because that is a clear, blatant red card. I don't understand. Like, it's clear as day. That is a red. I have no idea. If this, seriously, if he gets away with this, what the hell are we doing here? I have no words, everybody. If you're not going to... What is the point of this if you do not come in and intervene on something like that that definitely impacts the match? That is a clear and obvious error. VAR is for clear and obvious error. That is a clear and obvious error that he does not get sent off. This is shocking. They're making two changes. Grassi's coming off. Kong's come on. I'm still just... I still have no idea what's going on. And Amici di Nessuno, absolutely. Absolutely. This is insane. And yeah, play continues. Fagioli trying to drive forward, working with Cope Miners. Cope Miners does well to win this ball back. Weah finding oh my God, Vlahovic. It's a 4-foot pass, man. It's a 4-foot friggin' pass. Nicely stepped in there from Mbangula. Him and Taram work it and clean this up. There's Cope Miners finding Weah. He's going to take his man on. He slows it up. We're at 77 minutes. Here's Taram on it. We got to find a goal, lads. Let's go. Push. Weah, you're 1v1 right now, man. Turn that thing and take him. Gatti. Cambiaso. Scanning. Nothing there. Got to move the ball here, boys. Got to get the legs going. Come on. Can't just stand on the ball. We need a goal. I can't believe that player's still in the game. That is just insane. That's just insane. Mbangula tries to take his man on. Can't beat goalie cheats. Oh, Fagioli should have cut that one out. Couldn't. Now Empoli looking to turn it on us. Coming through the middle. Weah. Kalulu's got a watchy Kong here. Overlap. Oh, nicely played by Kalulu. He's had a good game. Vlahovic gets the foul on that one. 78 minutes, 15 seconds. We see Spalletti watching in the stands there. Bremer on it here. Back to Taram. Taram scanning. Wants the options to get moving. A lot of standing there. Not a lot of overlaps or assisting there. Here's Bremer. Decides to just carry it forward a bit. Jesus. Puts it to Mbangula. He's got to settle it there. Fagioli over to Taram, who's right in the heart of the half circle. Here we go. Outside to Weah. Back to Taram. Fagioli collects it. Scans. Here's Cambiaso. Mbangula to his left. Fagioli keeps scanning. Out to Taram. Up for Cambiaso. Come on, Cambiaso. Get that ball out. Fagioli to Kalulu. Come on, you guys. Move this thing. Come on. There you go. Here's Cambiaso. Oh, and he turns and fires always wide and high. 79th minute, 30 seconds, everybody. 0-0. I hate to do this. I hate to be that guy, but Coco Melon? Fingers crossed. Gatti battling there with Pellegrini, who shouldn't even be in this game. And then we get a foul there on Fagioli trying to earn the ball back here. 80th minute has struck. Thuram heads this one clear. The cross. It's gone back. Off goalie shades, I believe, and now Juventus throw. How about we don't waste time taking our own throw-ins because we need a goal, you guys. You got to win this game. You got to win it. Come on. Push. There's a throw-in inside looking for Mbangula. Settles it. Finds Colt Miners. Sends Weah. You're 1v1, brother. You got to go. Now the double team. Waited too long. Off to Colt Miners. In for Fagioli. Back out to Weah. Take him on. Into Fagioli. Oh, that's a decent cross back post. Nobody there. He does keep it in play. At least gives it to them for a throw-in, not a goal kick. 81 minutes, 30 seconds. Come on, you guys. Keep pushing. Let's find a goal here. Come on, Way. You got to take your man on out there on those 1v1s. We're working for that, and we're finally get it this second half. In the first half, we weren't getting any of those. Colt Miners doing battle. Comes out with it. Fagioli. To Cope. Oh, gets the hit all wrong. Gets the hit all wrong from Colt Miners there. This game's tight. You're not going to get too many of those. Got to be better. Got to be better. Got to take your man. You got to take those opportunities better. Not getting a lot of them this game. Weah getting up there, actually heads it, but it goes backwards. It's going to be a throw-in deeper in our territory here for Empoli. Mbangula, you're in tight, man. Finding Thuram. Oh, just coming up short. Trying to lead Vlahovic there. Great step from Gatti. Nice dribble there. Got to move it, though, and then he eats the foul. And that kills it because it allows Empoli to regroup. You make such a great move on your first guy. You dribble your first guy, but you got to get the ball moving so that the play doesn't just die and shut down. Oh, Weah. There's a cross. Oh, just a foot on it from BT there. Wow, he should have just run towards goal. Kalulu easily shielding his man away, Kong, to get the throw in for Juventus. Closing in on the 84th minute. Cambiaso on the ball in the middle. Now to Thuram. Scanning forward. Plays it forward for Colt Miners. Outside to Weah. Oh, my God. Soft touch there trying to take on Pezzella. Pezzella just spinning, turning, trying to clear this one. Thuram battling there with Pellegrini. Played inside there. Cambiaso. Kalulu battling here with Ikong. Oh, Gatti there cleans it up. Cambiaso now on it. Colt Miners wants it out here to the right. Cambiaso looks to his left, finds Fagioli. Fagioli now. Back to Cambiaso. Over to Kalulu. Colt Miners wants it. There we go. He gets it. Not a lot of movement. Nowhere near him. Look at the shape of us. We're all just across the middle. It's Vlahovic and then two wingers hugging the flanks. This is going to be very difficult to create. Either those wingers have to start to come in towards the area and we start to work that, or we find them quicker. What's going on here? No options when we get it to the creatives. Kalulu. Into Thuram. Over to Co-Miners. Out to Wea. Back to Co-Miners. Limited for options for space. Ooh. They sewered Gatti there, but he still comes away with it and now wins the aerial. But Taram gets called for the aerial prior on a foul. And they are going to kill more clock. Oh, my God, you guys. Oh, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. We needed 3 points in this game. Cambiaso cuts one off here. We could take it back towards him. Let's go. Cope wants it inside. Fagioli hits it. It's blocked. It's going to go out for a corner kick. But Jesus, man. Cope's sitting there with space and he wants it. And he had more space ahead of him than Fagioli. See if we can get one on a set piece here, everybody. Come on, find one here, you guys. I don't care who it is. Bremer, Gatti, Taram, Vlahovic. Somebody get to this. Here's the cross coming in. Get ahead to it. Head towards the back. Fagioli settles it. Oh, Wea steps into it. Gets it all wrong. Doesn't even get a touch or anything, so it's a goal kick for Empoli. Better second half, better urgency, finding guys in the final third quicker in more favorable scenarios, but ultimately still something missing, not able to connect with one another. Taram turning Empoli back. They'll go all the way to Vasquez. Vlahovic is going to apply pressure here. Launches this route one. Gatti just shields. Goes to Bremer. I'm not sure why Pedin wouldn't come out and just collect that. But he played back to Pedin. Here's Taram on it. Over to Gatti. Now over. Cambiaso. Into Fagioli. Over to Taram. Over to Kalulu. He's got Wea to his right. Plays it to him, but he's getting pushed back from Petzela. Goes to Gatti. We're at 88 minutes. 15 seconds here, everybody. Now or never for Juve. Mbangula trying to work on the outside. Goalie Cheats does well. Giving him nothing. And there's going to be a... No, he won it back. No, gets called for the original tug. 88 minutes, 30 seconds. And you're not going to see a lot of stoppage in this one, everybody, because there's not a whole lot in it. And Empoli's going to take a sub. Oh my. Couple of nil-nils. Couple of nil-nils. Staring down the barrel of nil-nil with Empoli here. What happened to the goals? Maybe Roma wasn't a one-off? And a little bit of a blueprint laid. Finding some issues here. I don't know. They got to sharpen up. And Motta's going to have to find a solution and find one fast. Gonna start scoring some goals. Empoli find a little space through the middle. There's a rip. Ooh, and Perin sprawling out. We got 5 minutes of stoppage time, everybody. My word. My word. Cambiasso inside to Thuram. You got to push, lads. You got to push. You got to get a goal here. Oh my God, Fagioli. So nonchalant here and just absolutely pressed here. Still on it, though. Finally releases to Gatti here. Come on. Back to Fagioli. Quickly close down. Let's advance this thing. There you go. Cambiasso. Imbangula over to the right. Fagioli. Into Thuram. Out to Weah. Into Kalulu. Feints across. Back for Thuram. Over to Gatti. To Bremer. Cambiasso. See, attack that space right there, Thuram. Hit him with it. There you go. And then we can't settle it. Here's Kalulu. Oh, finding Weah. Can he turn? There it is. Here's Cope. Cross to the back post. Imbangula. Oh my God. Way too easy, man. Let him push you into the ball right out of bounds. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Too easy. Too easy. 92 minutes, 0-0. Oh. Work in progress, clearly. Absolutely. Absolutely, because there's a lot to be desired in terms of the attack all of a sudden. Come on, let's go. Couple minutes left to try and get one. Thuram. Kalulu. Over to Fagioli. Kalulu. Into Thuram. Gatti. To Bremer. Inside for Thuram. Back outside for Bremer. Stepping forward. Into Thuram. Close down quickly. Back to Bremer. Over to Cambiasso. Over to Fagioli. Inside for Cambiasso. Cope Miners. Fagioli with a lazy pop into the area. Easily cleared. We're at 93 minutes, 20 seconds. It's 0-0. Trying to find one here. Come on. Gatti. Bremer. To Cambiasso. Too slow. Come on. Fagioli. Twisting, turning. We're just going nowhere. There's just nowhere to go. Nobody's moving either for options. Oh, God, that's terrible. Fagioli puts a little muffin of a pass in there. Econ cuts it off. Spreads it out for Pellegrini. They're running at us. Here's Giesi coming in for support. Played through! Good God. Good God, you guys. Holy Christ. My God. And that is just two lazy plays from Fagioli, man. He flips one in, just toes one in. A lob into the area aimlessly. And then he puts that absolute muffin sparking a counter and doesn't just take a pro foul and shut it down there. They got a corner kick. There's 20 seconds left in this game. It's 0-0. Here we go. Cross in. Head it out. Petzela makes a mess of that ball going in there. Didn't keep it in. And this game's going to get shut down pretty soon. We're at 95 minutes now, 5 seconds. That's game 0-0. You see the frustration. You see how pissed Gatti is. And you know what? I could feel that. This is a game that needed to be 3 points. It needed to be 3 points. My word, Empoli remains undefeated, as do we, but that's back-to-back goalless draws. Second half, better from an intensity standpoint, a sense of urgency, but still, honestly, nowhere near enough in terms of hurting the opponent and asking questions of them defensively. I don't know what it is. Like, you got Colt Miners in there. You had Douglas Luiz at the start. Gonzalez was probably the worst today. I mean, Gatti is pissed, rightfully so. They didn't get a red card on that. I have no idea. But we should not be looking to red cards to win games. We had plenty of control. There was nowhere near enough creation. Nowhere near enough creation. The final third needs to be sorted out. It needs to be addressed. So, what is the game plan? Because even the guys that are playing the wing, are they looking to cross? Are they looking to feint cut in, find a trailer for him to have a hit? Like, there's no... I can't see a direction up top there right now that we are going in. Are we looking to find our striker on feet for a quick one-off 1-2? And then the mid makes the run in. You want him sucking out defenders because he's not doing that either. He's posting up and then moving in for crosses. It's not, and again, we're a work in progress, but there's a lot of work to be done in the final third with this team. A lot. I don't know. I don't know. But that is an issue. Storm the barn. You guys can fire away at will. I see there's one already in from Alex P. We will get to. I'm going to hit you with the numbers. We're going to hit us with the ratings. And then we will just say who our man of the match was. But the game finishes with 66% possession in favor of Juventus. They actually credit Empoli for one big chance and the only big chance created of the game. I do believe that was a big chance on a free header for Gatti. 15 total attempts for 8 in favor of Juve. Both teams with 3 attempts on target. In terms of your ratings, it is as follows. Perin with a 7. Kalulu with a 7. I actually thought Kalulu had a really good game. Gatti 7.6. Bremer 7.2. They continued on with what they're doing, okay? They're now at, 360 minutes of clean sheet football. Cambiaso 6.8. Locatelli 7.2. Luiz 7.1. I'm not sure there was enough from Douglas Luiz there. Gonzalez 6.8. I'm not sure he cracks off of 6 for me, which is what they all start off at. Colt Miners 7.3. I don't think anybody should be breaking 7 in this game. I'll be quite honest. Like, nobody should be breaking 7. If anybody, maybe the defenders, but, like, I still don't think anybody should break 7. Yildiz 7.1, Vlahovic 6.7. Good luck picking a man of the match in this one. If you had to, I'd probably say, again, as I did the Roma one, it would be one of your center backs. But I think last time I gave it to Bremer. This time I'd probably go with Gatti. But yeah, it's a tough one to pick a man of the match. You guys tell me who you're picking for man of the match. Locatelli from Wing of Winter. We've got Gatti for man of the match. Give me your man of the match. We're going to get to the Storm the Barn. You're looking at the ratings. Yeah, I don't think anybody breaks 7. If it was, it would be Bremer, who did at 7.2, Gatti at 7.6. Outside of that, fine. Kalulu to push 7 is okay. He had some key interventions. A big one in the first half. Another good one in the second half. But he had a really, really good game. So Kalulu, that's very, very promising. I like that. Yildiz, not enough. Had a couple instances there, but 32 touches in 67 minutes. 2 key passes did come out of it. I'm honestly trying to think of the key passes that he would have made. He did have a good through ball to Vlahovic. Just didn't connect there. Colt Miners, 72 touches, 98% pass percentage, 53 for 54. 2 key passes in there. Got in some good spots. We had a couple. Yeah, I wouldn't say he didn't influence enough by any means. I think he did all right. But there's issues up top for us, everybody. We've got to get better. We got to strengthen up top. We can't do that. There's criticisms of Fagioli. Strong comments in there. Fagioli was horrible. Fagioli is Serie B material. Kalulu was great. Vlahovic and Luca, 4 out of 10s. I don't agree with... and I don't even think I'd go that low for Vlahovic. I'm fine leaving him at an even 6. You can maybe go down to 5.5, 5. 4 is pretty harsh. 4, I think, is very harsh for Locatelli. I don't think anybody in the midfield should be docked points based on their performance, even Fagioli. But Fagioli came in for what? How many minutes did Fagioli enter? He came in at the 70th, was it? 67th minute. So a 4 is a little harsh. He finished with 6.7. I'd leave him at an even 6 personally. But I don't know. There's just frustrations up top there. So Locatelli, 83 touches, 69 for 75, 92% pass accuracy. No key passes, but he was breaking the lines well with Colt Miners and even to Luiz and whatnot. I don't know. I mean, he did his job. He kept the defensive stability. I don't know. I don't know what else is there. If you're playing in the midfield as Locatelli, for me, Locatelli and Thuram are going to be those stability guys and defensive pieces. Luiz and Colt Miners are the ones you're looking for the offense in that midfield setup. I would say Luiz did a lot less than Locatelli because Luiz's job was not for stability or anything like that. So for me, Luiz was pretty underwhelming for what we want. That's just me personally. I'd expect more out of Luiz. Vlahovic had a good opportunity there. We see that through ball sent in and couldn't beat the keeper there early. We're looking to some of the highlights. Cambiaso putting a ball back post second half. Colt Miners tips it back towards goal. A hand from Vasquez takes it away from a tap-in for Nico Gonzalez. But, yeah, and then Empoli, we see them carve us up, but a terrible shot, thankfully, right into the stomach of Perin as he dives. Close calls there, but we got to put this game away. Alex P says, what are we actually trying to do on the pitch, Al? I have no clue. And I don't know if it's the plan or the execution. I literally hinted at this just a little while ago saying, up top, you got to figure out what the game plan is. Is it getting it out to these wingers, 1v1s, them taking it out, having a cross in? Because you've got a striker that's going for cross. He's abandoning and not showing up as a pivot. Are you going to work it in? And are you going to try to show for some trailing runs? Where are the midfielders to be? Because I don't like how much of this game saw Colt Miners and even Luiz before that hugging the flanks and the sidelines. I don't want them out there. Get these guys in the areas where, like in the mix where they could do some damage, because Weah, Vlahovic, Imbangula, they were spread out so far from one another. If the midfielders aren't making up the gaps in between them, what exactly are we trying to do? And if you're not using Vlahovic to take defenders, move them out, and then send a midfielder in, I don't know what we're trying to do here. Because it's all of a sudden just way too easy for teams to defend us. And that's 2 games in a row where 2 teams did the exact identical thing. You've got to figure it out. You have to figure that out. It's going to go back on Mota. It's not going to be on the players, you guys. He's got to figure out what the plan is. And they have to figure it out. Because that's not good enough. That's way too easy. We're letting teams off the hook for nothing. I don't like that one bit. I don't like it one bit. Will Thuram be the most important player we picked up this summer? Nobody has similar qualities to him, and he allows the others to play the way they want. For me, he is the most exciting player. He is definitely one of the exciting players we picked up. Could he be the most important player? Well, time will tell, but he could be. A lot of players could be the most important guy that we picked up. Right now, who's going to be the most important is who sorts out the offense. That's going to be the most important. Who takes his team to start scoring goals? Defensively, we still look sound. We allowed a big opportunity in this game. Had to have some key interventions. But we had the same on the opposite end too. But right now, the most important is who starts to unlock this team in terms of scoring goals and creating them. Like, it could be Cope Miners. It could be Luis. But Thuram could provide a lot. He's a unique player to what he brings from the back in terms of how he carries the ball forward. I want to talk about Cambiasso. What did we think about Cambiasso's game today? He doesn't offer the width because he gets central immediately. Cabal keeps the width. Cabal does make moves centrally, and he does do the same thing from time to time. Not as frequent as Cambiasso. I feel like at times, Cambiasso tries to do a lot. I think Cambiasso, for me, I prefer him as a right back. I think I like him there. I definitely like him starting from deeper, coming in. But him moving to his left side is night and day to when he plays on the left side. He's just a different player. He's a different beast on the right side. I don't like him on the wing. He doesn't keep the width. He rarely gets opportunities for 1v1s when he plays as a winger because he's always going centrally. He's so quick to go central, and sometimes it gets us in trouble because the guys at the back will get the ball and they have no outlet to that flank because he's not there. So overall, though, Cambiasso today, not the strongest performance. He wasn't bad by any means, but positionally, I think he needs to start thinking less is more for a little more often through the games. A little bit quick to just ditch those positions. So again, we'll see what happens, but offensively, we got to figure it out. We got to figure out a plan here. Swati, Dusan playing 90 minutes against PSV as well. Do we think he plays 90 in that game? Potentially. He could potentially play 90 minutes again. I'm going to hope that we bag some and put the game away and don't have to play him 90. The intention will be not to see him probably go 90 again, have him played 90 in this one, and having Napoli on the backside of it. 3 games in 7 days. Yeah, that's a long haul. You're definitely not going to want him going 90 against PSV. And my immediate reaction is to this question is no. He will not be playing 90 against PSV. I'd be very, very surprised if he plays 90 there. Nico Gonzalez. That was a pretty bad showing for Nico, I think. Obviously, we're never going to judge any of these guys, the newcomers, Cope Miners, Louise. We're not going to write anybody off in this game. I'm not going to write Fajoli off. But we got to be honest, that was a bad showing for Nico Gonzalez. I can think of 3 good moments, good plays coming from him, and a lot of frustration, bad decisions, bad touches, and he's not known for a touch that bad. So again, international break, coming back, also had a knock. Let's see. But Gonzalez, yeah. Conceição, the door will be open, I think, even if he comes back late September, even if it's early October, like the door is going to be open for Conceição. In the end, was this an individual issue? For me, no. For me, you could have plugged different guys in there. You could have had Conceição in there. I still think we struggle in this game. The game plan You've got to find a way. But the first half lacking urgency, that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. Like the passing, how slow it was, how patient. I kept saying patient. That was as nice as I could put it in the first half. We're being patient. Way too patient. Step it up. Get the intensity, get the urgency, go after them. We made it way too easy for that team to play their game for 45 minutes. You can't do that and expect results, expect points. Like, take it to them. Most teams, when you're going to play that or they play a team like that, you'll see them they may not always pull off the results, but you'll see them generate a ton for opportunities and everything. So we know what we know. We know that the offense is not at full strength. Defensively, I'm very comfortable with what we're doing. Yes, there's opportunities here in the past 2 games for them to strike and hurt us, but it's very, very few and far between, and I think the back is cleaned up. In the midfield, there could probably be a little bit more chemistry as that will grow, but it's still not bad what's going on in the midfield. Literally, we just have to sort out one phase, and that's the final third, and figure out what you're going to do. But it's going to change from match to match. PSV, it's going to be more open than these past 2 games, so we might have a completely different discussion because we could strike some goals. We could strike some goals. It'll be an open game. It'll probably look less clunky. We said it was going to be probably a clunky game today against Empoli based on what they were going to do. Called it against Roma. But you still think when a team's going to park it on you, you'll still be able to create enough problems. The best opportunity we had was from a header off a corner kick. Yeah, I'm going to expect a little bit more. I'm going to expect them to step it up. There's work to be done. I'm looking at Motta to sort out the offense and how we figure it out. We've got to figure this out. You guys, get your Storm the Bar questions in. We got a little bit more time before we wrap it up. Obviously, we're going to wait for post-match comments from, it'll usually be a couple players. It'll also be Thiago Motta. We wait for that to roll in, but by all means, get your questions in. And as far as the Champions League, we are obviously going to take a look at the first game in our return to Champions League against PSV coming up on Tuesday. But fire in your questions. I'm just keeping an eye on everything that's coming in with the post-match. We've got not a whole lot so far. Defensively, though, hey, that's one positive with the clean sheets that are firing through here. Conceição could have helped a lot in breaking down their defense. Imbangula and Weah are not at a high enough level. There was a little bit of hesitancy from Weah in certain moments to take his man on. I was a little bit surprised with that. He usually has no issues with taking guys on 1v1. He didn't, at least through preseason and the first match, first competitive match. Today, a little bit different. Let's see. We still wait for some post-match comments and everything to roll in. You guys, hey, it's not panic mode, obviously. Nobody's panicking, but we'd be lying if we said that this is anywhere where we need to be. These need to be 3 points. These need to be 3-point games. Getting 1, going to 8 points. Yeah. You know, we gotta be fighting. This is a roster that should be fighting for the top. I'm gonna give them time, but with how much time they've already had, which is not much, but in this time, for how much we've already seen from Motta's game stepping in and the influence, I do expect it to pick up and be better, and I expect answers and solutions from Motta. We knew what Empoli was going to do. Motta knew what Empoli was going to do. But I didn't see enough from a game plan perspective to really give Motta full marks by anything on this game. Like, I'm looking to him more so than the players. That's my opinion. Dell's coming in. Have your expectations changed for this season? I expected a title push, but I'll take second or third with progress in our play. I expect us, I guess my expectations going into the season were to be a difficult team to play against and to be one of the top two sides. My expectations haven't changed, not with a couple of draws in September. So yeah, my expectations have not changed. I believe we'll be a top two side fighting up top there. My expectation hasn't changed now. In October, mid-October, third week of October, late October, we'll know what the scoop is with this team. I believe that. But I wouldn't say they've changed. I'm curious for everybody in the chat if your expectations have changed. Have they changed? From where you were at the beginning of the season to now, just in 2 games, I'm not going to change it. Last season, we had explosive guy like Chiesa or Rabiot to score some goals. I think last season, we still have the guy that scored the most. He was responsible for 20% of our goals in Dusan Vlahovic. We have a team that in theory and on paper should be able to feed this guy way more in terms of opportunities. It's not happening. It's not happening in the past 2 games, but the first 2 games were played completely different against us. So now we're seeing something. 2 games. Do we see a pattern moving forward with other clubs? We have to wait and see, but they're going to have to figure it out. And the amount of stability that we fight for and how good the defense has been, you might have to send more bodies forward to unlock games like this. You might have to risk it a little more. I don't really know what the answer is, but we can't have all 3 of our forwards separated by miles and acres of space. Something's got to give. The midfielders got to get into that space. They can't just hug the sideline and hang back. So you're going to have to send some bodies forward ultimately. 4-1-4-1 is probably going to be the way to go, and you're going to have to clamp down with that one deeper lying mid, and you're going to have to get those fullbacks up. So you might run into a situation where your 3 guys at the back are 1 midfielder and then your 2 CBs to get the bodies forward to be able to do damage. They're going to have to figure it out. They're going to have to do something up because there's no use in talking about explosive guy that's not here anymore. And we've got explosive guys. When Kosesau returns, he could be explosive. Weah's got a ton of pace. Mbangula's got a ton of pace. They just got to figure out. The switch fields are gone. That's one big key. In the first couple games to this game, where are those switch field passes? Where is spraying out the ball and keeping the width and utilizing it? We started working up one flank and we just kept it there. Switch field's gone. I have to watch back on a replay to see how many actual opportunities we had for those switch fields that we either didn't take, didn't hit, etc. But that was a big thing in the early matches, first couple matches. Roma, I think I could think of 1 switch field, 2 switch fields. Tonight, I could think of 2, 1 attempted, missed, and 1 where we hit. That's not enough. And if you're going to work like that and work up a flank and they're going to overload to shut you down, that's your opening. Why aren't we taking it all of a sudden? I need to watch this back on the replay. I believed against Roma, it had a lot to do with Cambiasso not holding the line. I'm not so sure what the hell happened today with Empoli, but again, no switch fields and very few opportunities for our wingers to take advantage of. Also, man, we make some very strange decisions in attack. Like, very, very strange decisions on where we choose to pass to. Vlahovic was responsible for several. Cambiasso responsible for several with easy passes, easy plays into guys that should be the next ball in line in the sequence. I don't know. It's just a lot of work needs to be done, but only in the final third. So I'm okay with it. Dusan, not good enough for Juve. Dusan is just unacceptable. Look, we're not hearing about sports psychiatrists, and we're not hearing about Malta talk about this guy's mental toughness for nothing. I spoke about it today on the preview show. Allegri spoke to it. His national team coach spoke to it. Like, the guy's got to figure it out. He's got to figure it out. It's Jekyll and Hyde with this guy. It's hot and cold. It can't be like that. It just can't be like that. The guy's got to be dialed in. And today when we talked about the new leadership team and talked about the names, Gatti, Bremer, Locatelli, Vlahovic was on there. I cannot see Vlahovic as a leader. I can't see a guy that is this mentally off the chain from 5 minutes to the next 5 minutes. I can't see him being considered a leader at this point in time. He simply is not. He simply is not. And he needs to dial it in. He's been around Juve long enough. There needs to be that step up. As Del Piero's always said, you have to progress at Juve, period. Look at Gatti. Nobody. If you ended last season and I told you, came up to you and said, next season, Gatti's going to be our captain. He's going to be the main guy next to Bremer, and he's going to play solid. We're going to kick the season off with 360 minutes of clean sheet football. You guys would have clipped that and posted everywhere and been like, this guy has been smoking way too much green. And I would have been there, right there with you. But here we are. Vlahovic needs to step it up. And if the contract is part of the issue and he's having a tough time with the pressure and what comes with that, what follows that, then sort it out. Whatever the hell it is. And if it takes a sports psychiatrist to figure it out, figure it out. But we need this guy, especially with the fact of us not getting a Vice Vlahovic in the summer. And this is the next Storm the Barn question that comes in from Charles. Should we have gone all in for a Vice Vlahovic? I don't know what to say about Vlahovic. He's too inconsistent. This minute, he makes a good move. The next minute, he has a brain fart. Lethargic. I believe we should have looked to a Vice Vlahovic. I said that just Milik is not enough. And I said, and I literally reiterated it today on the preview show, I'm not confident that Nico Gonzalez as this center forward for us is the answer. And Milik, I don't know what the hell to expect from Milik. I'm not expecting a whole bunch, to be 100% honest. And he's maybe going to be available for the Napoli game. But last season we saw both options behind Vlahovic get hurt. And we also saw a period of time before that Vlahovic was injured. And we were cycling through these guys. And Keane was starting. And Keane wasn't bagging anything. He was working his ass off, but nothing was coming from it. It's a Vice Vlahovic. That might come back to sting. But I also would have never expected that creation was going to be a problem due to the increase in talent in the midfield. They got to step it up. We got to figure this out together. Malta's going to come up with something. But a Vice Vlahovic might sting us. Everyone was talking about ball-playing CBs today. And I think that's less of an issue with this team. Got to figure it out. I would try Yildiz as a false 9. Again, what's the plan? Because right now, we're not playing into a plan for Vlahovic, and we're definitely not playing into a plan for a false 9. If you're playing to a false 9, then it's all about movement, and your mids have to step forward and get involved. Because the false 9 is going to be your pivot, your comeback player, and he's going to collect and then distribute. So there's got to be other options pushing forward. If you're going to leave your wingers out wide and they're not going to cut in towards the area, that makes no sense for a false nine. Absolutely no sense for a false nine. Mids have to step forward, get involved, and those wingers can't just hug the sidelines. So if we're going to try it, everything else needs to come in line. But right now, it goes back to Alex P's first Storm the Barn. What are we actually trying to do on the pitch in the final third? Right now, the plan is lost. It's lost for me. Tempo too slow? Absolutely, tempo's an issue. Tempo 100% is an issue. It's got to be better. It's got to be better. But we've got nowhere to go but up. And honestly, I do like what's going on with the midfield. I like what's going on with the defense. It's not the be-all, end-all by any means, okay? Not the be-all, end-all by any means. We just keep cooking. We move forward, and we see what goes down. We've got Malta, I guess, speaking here. Quoted, Champions League, it's an honor for me, for all of us. Let's leave the Empoli game behind and think about PSV. Let's give continuity. We will have to dominate the game to create our chances. I believe it's going to be a much more open game. I don't believe it's going to be anything like these past two with Empoli and Roma. And I think we'll be able to get I believe we'll be able to get some confidence back with a couple goals in that game. In terms of today's game, I mean, we dominated possession and everything, 66% possession. Again, these are games you should come out with more than 15 total attempts. If you're watching the teams that are dialed in, that know their plan, how they're going to hurt teams, they're coming out of games like this when you've got 66% possession against a parked 5-man wall. They're coming out with like 25 plus attempts. Like some are coming up with like 35, 37. That's where we need to get to. It's okay that it's not here now in the fourth game of the season, but that's where we need to strive for. They've got to figure it out because not all the games are going to be wide open. And that's a good thing because it shows you that teams are thinking about us now and there's a fear factor there. So it's actually a positive because that helps you. Team that's going to sit back for the majority should help you. We just have to find out how to increase the amount of chances we get. That's all. That's literally it. So it's frustrating as hell. It was bad to watch, but it's a positive. It's actually a big, big positive. One thing to work on right now. One thing. I'll take that 4 games in to a team that had major changes and a coaching change. I'll take that, everybody. I'll take that. We move. You guys know the drill. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Good luck to everybody in the next kit giveaway. It's the 95-96 Champions League winning away kit with Del Piero 10 on the back. All right, so good luck to everybody. Tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we'll take a look at everything in the post-match to this one. We'll break it down, and we're going to, of course, preview what's going to go down with PSV, and we're going to take a look at everything in the aftermath and the news and the storylines out of this game in full detail. Hope to see you all there. Enjoy your weekends. We'll talk very soon. As always, no matter what, fino alla fine, Forza Juventus. Couple of draws. Let's get the W against PSV, and we got to give Napoli the big day. Hopefully that goes down, but we'll tackle it all together. Ciao tutti. And thank you again for the watch along. Always a pleasure rocking it and the live reactions with all of you. Take care. Ciao.
Yeah.